What up, y'all? This your boy Ace here, and welcome to Afternoons Delight. So a lot of us were expecting, Jacob Fatu to make his debut here, but we got a bit of a surprise tonight that, I'm guessing the actual outcome of the match really was a surprise, because if it was Fatu that debuted, we knew it was going to be something like this, but the member is a surprise. So let's get into it, man, because there's some things to talk about here, because it goes towards the future of the bloodline here. So let's get into it, man. But towards the end of this match, man, we had a situation. Okay, so Owens had placed Tonga on the 4 chairs and sit up top, but Tonga got up and cut him off, right? Tonga went for a suplex, but Owens countered into a fisherman suplex onto the 4 upright chairs. By the way, I didn't even introduce what the match was. Terrible on me. I've been doing this too long to be, making a rookie mistake here. So, Sikoa and Tama Tonga with Paul Heyman faced Randy Orton and Kevin Owens in a street fight. Okay, forgot to set that up when I started this. I just realized it as I was reading. I was like, wait a minute, did I even set the match up? But yeah, okay. So, Owens covered Tonga, right? And then a new bloodline member would emerge from underneath the ring, and it was Tonga Loa, bro, who is Tama Tonga's brother. And now here's the thing about Tonga Loa. I had heard about the guy maybe about a year ago, right? I had heard about a year ago as far as him being potentially someone that could join the bloodline in the future, right? But I didn't really, I'm gonna be honest here, I didn't really think about him like that. But Tonga Loa, I knew him, from his TNA days, man, because he was actually in this faction, for those of y'all that don't know, back in his TNA days. So that's actually the first time I think I've ever seen him before. He was under the name Micah, right? And he had won this competition called Gut Check that they always did in TNA. So this guy is really interesting because I think he's the younger brother of Tama Tonga in real life, and he was a part of this faction called the Rising on TNA. By the way, the members in this group was Drew Galloway, and you might know this guy here, as well. You already know who Drew Galloway was, right? Drew McIntyre, bro, when he was in TNA. The other member was Eli Drake. Now, this faction only lasted about 3. Eli Drake is a LA Knight. This faction lasted about 3 months. I thought it had some potential when it came out, but, it didn't go too, it didn't really go anywhere as far as long term, but those were the members. And now, for the first time since their TNA days, they're all in the same company together. So, obviously, he's not going to move on to a group with LA Knight and Drew McIntyre, but it's something that they can do in the future. Like, let's say the blood, like, if he isn't in the bloodline in the future, they can bring that group back together, man. They're not going to be called the Rising, but it's just something that they can think about in the future, because they do have a past together. But Tonga Loa made his debut right, his WWE debut right here, and he, like I said, he came from underneath the ring, broke up the pin. Solo Sikoa hit Owens with a Samoan spike, and then pinned him to win the match. Graves pointed out that no one seemed more surprised than to see Loa than Paul Heyman itself. So that was all she wrote for Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, who lost in almost 20 minutes to Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga, thanks to Tonga Loa. And Tonga Loa, now, we knew this new version of the bloodline with Solo Sikoa was going to be 3 members. We just thought it was going to be Jacob Fatu. It could still be Jacob Fatu joining later. But for right now, we got these 3. We got both of the Tonga brother, the Tonga and Tonga Loa, both in the group now, helping Solo out as his henchman. So this takes on a weird turn, because like I said, things until basically The Rock or Roman Reigns gets back, it's going to be super interesting to see who's actually running the show. Is it Solo Sikoa, or is it The Rock, or is it Roman Reigns? That's what we all want to know. I think that we have to say it's not Roman Reigns, because of the fact that Paul Heyman doesn't know about any of this. He always looks surprised every time something happens with this, and he looks like he can't control them either as far as what they're doing. You know, they're doing a lot of damage. And so, in my opinion, man, I really do think that there is, I do think that it could be The Rock, but it also could be Solo Sikoa himself. Maybe Solo Sikoa, because remember, Solo Sikoa got mad at Roman Reigns and told him to beat the hell out of Cody Rhodes, right, at WrestleMania. I'm starting to think that Solo Sikoa stopped believing in Roman Reigns and wanted to start his own bloodline up. He sees what his older cousin did, and he's like, fuck this, I'm gonna set up my own group, man. I'm gonna get Tama Tonga in here, then I'm gonna get Tonga Loa, and then maybe Jacob Fatu in the future. But it seems like that's where everything is going right now, and this could lead into a situation where Roman Reigns doesn't have a group when he comes back. I really don't think they're working with Roman Reigns, man. But you never know when Roman Reigns comes back. We'll see what happens, because I think Solo Sikoa also thinks he's the top dog. Now, here's the other thing on the Rock side. The Solo Sikoa, with this new power he has, unless he's directly working for the Rock, does he even want to be under the Rock? Now, like, that's the tricky thing about this whole thing. That's why I can't wait until those two come back. They should be back later in the summer or the fall. So we should be able to see them then. But, oh man, this is going to be great. This is going to be great, bro. I can't wait for SmackDown on Friday just to see Tonga Loa with this group, man. This is one of the most dangerous threesome ever, because they want all the smoke. Like, these dudes, the way they're so violent, bro. So this is going to be great, man, just to see how all of this develops, man. But for right now, man, I want y'all to give me y'all thoughts, man. I probably will do SmackDown next week to talk about what happens with Tonga Loa, so definitely come back to the channel next weekend. But going ahead and get this video a like, share, subscribe. Thank y'all for watching. Afternoons to light.